Hey guys, it's Melissa with Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about taking a leap of faith. I have been getting this message over and over lately, and I know it is partially for myself, but I feel like the reason that I keep getting this message is because someone else needs to hear it too. So, when we come to certain points in our lives where we're making decisions, whether it's career-related, relationship, whatever, oftentimes we can get bogged down by our own thinking. I am an overthinker. I know I've said that before, but I definitely am, or at least I used to be. I'm trying to be better about that. And I would get in my own head, and that would just, in effect, make me get in my own way, because I would try to overthink something, and then my decision was not based on my intuition or based on love, but rather based on fear, because I was thinking about every possible outcome and trying to predict the worst thing that could happen, which is a trap that many of us fall into, and we really have to get out of the habit of doing that. We overthink, and then we just get in our own way, because our intuition guides us. And if we would learn to simply relinquish control and let go of all of the stuff we don't have control over, and simply trust our inner guidance and our guides and our spiritual team who are always giving us guidance, we would see that our outcome would go much smoother, it would be much easier, and we're going to make better decisions when we do that. Because in effect, all we're doing is making our lives way more complicated than they need to be. So the message that I have been given is to have faith in the process and trust the process. And I know I've said that before, but you need to trust that the universe has your back and that they're working on things behind the scenes from their end to help you out. And even when you can't see the things happening for you, know that they are. And that if there's something that you know you should be doing, but you've been putting it off and you've been waiting, you need to take a leap of faith. You just need to do it. Because not making a decision and not moving, you're still making a decision. You're making a decision to do nothing, and your life is going to be stalled, and you're going to be at a stalemate. You're going to have to learn your lessons and move on your path one way or the other. So if you don't do it yourself, if you don't make the decision, if you don't take the leap of faith, you're going to end up traveling down a path anyway, but it's not going to be one that you chose. It's going to be one that was chosen for you because you decided to be a passenger on the road of life instead of taking the driver's seat. You're just letting things happen to you. And that's not how you want to live your life. You don't want to be a victim. That's what puts you in that victim mentality, is to not make decisions, to let things happen to you. And then when they happen to you and you're not happy with the outcome, you get upset and you think, why do these things always happen to me? Well, obviously there's a reason. It's because you're allowing them to. And that's not to say that when we take a leap of faith, things that are not the most positive can't happen to us, because yes, they can, but those are lessons, and we choose the way that we respond to those lessons. But nothing good ever happened by someone saying, I'm just going to sit back and see. People who got things done because they moved. They actually made the decision to do something, whatever it was. They took a leap of faith. And almost always when you're taking a leap of faith, it's like jumping into the unknown. And it can be very scary. But we have to make the decision that we're not going to allow fear to overtake our lives. We're not letting fear get in the way. We're not going to let it take over, because when we start making our decisions based on fear, when we start allowing fear to move in, and it's usually our ego telling us things like, well, you're not smart enough to do that, or, this isn't going to succeed. When we allow our egos to take over and we allow that fear to creep in, it's going to cause us to do things like quit, to doubt ourselves. We're going to delay our progress. We end up making the things that we wish to manifest. We slow down that process because we're getting in our own way. We're getting in our own heads. And we have to learn how to stop doing that. And it's not easy. But you have to learn how to let go of control, which is one of the hardest things for many people. I mentioned before that I am a Taurus, and as a Taurus, I'm very stubborn and also very hardworking. And I feel like I need to be in charge and in control, and I have to be able to get things done. And so to relinquish control for me it was like a near impossibility when I first had to learn how to do it. But you have to let go of control, because you're not going to be able to control every aspect of every situation. You're not going to be able to control every scenario. And for the most part, if we would just realize that the universe has our back and that all things are working out for our highest good, then we would realize that everything's going to be okay in the end. The universe has our back. We don't need to worry and sweat the small stuff. But most of us spend a lot of our time doing that. The thing that you need to remember is that it's all going to be okay. When you call in your team and you ask them to have your back, they do. And if something isn't working out, it might be because there's a better plan in motion or a better plan in mind, something that you hadn't even thought about. So we just have to learn to let go of that control, to have faith. Take a leap of faith, and whatever it is that you're on the fence about, if there's a big decision, just go for it. That is my message that I felt like somebody needed to hear. And in addition, I thought that I would pull a couple of cards for you just to kind of go along with the message for today. And so these cards are from Colette Baron Reed and her deck that she has, which is the Enchanted Map. And the first card that I pulled is Wishing Well. It says, desire is the sacred impulse for life. Feel it, but let go of all attachment to ownership. Desire is the most important impulse for creating life, and now you're seeing the relationship between desire and inspiration, and sensing that moment of truth when you feel the inception of new life. It is an aha moment when everything makes sense. Perhaps you recognize a soulmate, or are conceiving a baby or an idea. The Wishing Well card awakens you to the presence of unseen forces that enable new beginnings. Divine intelligence activates the field of possibilities where new life is co-created in a magical way. Neither you nor anyone else can know how or why this happens. It just does. To that end, you can't control the process of growth. Rather, you must step aside to be a channel for higher forces and relinquish any attachment to how this new creation should appear or when. Form your intention and take action by dropping the coin into the wishing well. Then trust in spirit. Prepare to be amazed. I mean, that's amazing in and of itself, that's exactly what we were just talking about, is that you have to learn to relinquish control and to trust that spirit has your back, because it does. Don't worry about what you want to manifest as and how it's going to happen. Just know that it will happen. The universe has magical ways of making things happen. Our second card was Ghostlands. It says, you can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. And so this card came out reversed, and it says, when it's reversed, it's a sign that you're wandering in an emotional or intellectual place with no real substance. There is no point longing for that which has already gone or hasn't happened yet. Perhaps you've created a fantasy of the good old days, or some elusive utopian destination that lies somewhere in the future when this or that happens to make things better. Live one day at a time. Each day is a new beginning filled with truth and beauty. Stay away from the ghostlands of past and future. Avoid nostalgia and longing for something better. Find joy in what is present in your life today. And I think that goes right along with what we were talking about, because if you are trying to anticipate the future all the time, you're going to create anxiety for yourself. You're going to try to anticipate all kinds of problems that will never even happen. Most of the time, the things we fear the most don't happen. But we can make things happen to us by worrying about it constantly. By focusing just on that, you can call those things into being. So we need to stay away from trying to think too much in the future, because you're just causing unnecessary stress and anxiety for yourself. And if you're looking back into the past, you might be feeling regret. And regret is a very wasteful emotion, because it really just causes us to feel depressed, and again causes stress, because we worry that something that we did, a behavior we had, that it was the wrong thing to do. And the thing is, we can't go back and change the past. We talked about how you can forgive the past and you can forgive yourself, and I highly recommend doing that. But once you've done that, let it go. Just let it go, because beating yourself up over and over again in your head for something that happened, something you did, maybe you didn't mean for it to happen that way, or that wasn't the outcome you wanted. Don't beat yourself up over it, okay? You are way harder on yourself than anyone else could ever be. And you're sitting here imagining this thing happening over and over again, and that someone's really angry at you, when it's very likely the other person's forgotten about it, or at least it's not controlling their life. So don't live in the past either with regret and guilt. Forgive yourself for the mistakes that you may have made in the past, or mistakes that others have made to you, things they've done to you, and then let it go. Living in the here and the now is going to bring you the most peace, because we can't predict the future and we can't go back and change the past. So if you really want to be clear about what you want and your intentions, stay in the here and the now. Otherwise, we're just going to have all of this anxiety. All right, and then the last card was protecting treasure. You are always protected and divinely directed. Although this is a time of great risk, know that at a fundamental level you are able to move forward safely and securely. The proverbial nest egg is safe and sound, no matter the fluctuations in the world. Guardian angels and other guides are whispering to you, making you aware of their protective presence. Your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. This is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendship and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. Take refuge under an angel's wing. You are not alone and have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. And I couldn't even have picked better cards to go along with what I was talking about. And I seriously picked the topic first and then the cards. And it is amazing, because that is a great message. You're taken care of. You're going to be taken care of. Embrace your courage. There's no need to have fear. And if you have great friends who can be a good listening ear, great, talk to them. But one thing I will warn you about is not to let others discourage you or talk you out of your dreams. Some people like to be realists, and they like to try to tell you that you can or can't do things. And the thing is, that might work for them, but they're not you. They don't have to live your life. You have to do what's best for you, and only you know what's best for you. And besides that, if you're listening to your intuition, you're going to be guided. You'll know in your heart of hearts what is right and what to do. So don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. And just go for it. Go for your dreams. I mean, you were not sent here to live a mundane life. That's not the point of existence. If you're struggling to find happiness in what you're doing now, that's a sign that maybe you should be doing something different. If you're feeling lost or stuck in any part of your life, you need to get unstuck. Nobody was meant to live frustrated, angry, upset. If you're feeling any of those kinds of emotions in any area of your life, that's a struggle that you need not go through. There is a breakthrough for you. There is a way to get unstuck. There's a way to get out of the struggle. I know, because I did it. About 7 or 8 months ago, I was in a really low place in my life, and I really didn't know where to turn. And I ended up finding someone who became my mentor, who helped me so much. And through all of the things that I learned from this person, I was able to turn my life completely around. And I've taken everything that I've learned, plus other things that I've learned from other mentors, and created a program just for you. So if you feel like you're stuck, like you need help, don't sit and struggle any longer. Take the leap of faith. You can join my program if you want, a Purposeful Pilgrimage. You'll learn ways to get yourself unstuck and get yourself moving in the right direction in life, in your relationships, in your career, in every area of your life. And what better time to do that? It's on sale right now. It's 50% off. For $52, you can join and have access to the lessons forever. So don't wait. Make that decision now that you're not going to stay stuck in that area. You're not going to stay stuck in your life. Call on your spiritual team. They're here to help you. And if you're feeling fear and afraid, call on Archangel Michael to come in and to be with you and to relieve you of your fears. I hope that you're not feeling stuck in your life, but if you are, please consider doing something to help you get unstuck. Even if it's just a Reiki session, when you have a Reiki session with me, I meditate before I even meet with you, and I can tap into your emotions and things that are going on in your life, and we talk about that and figure out the best way for you to heal you for your highest good. Whether it's emotionally or physically, jump on my website and check it out. All the details are there, the costs, the sessions. I even have packages if you want more than one session. Take care of yourself, okay? And have faith in yourself. You can do anything you want to do. You have all the tools necessary to do all the things you want to do to be successful. You're ready. Just take that leap of faith. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I sincerely appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. If you like this podcast, please share it with your friends. Help others so that they can find their way in life and help them get unstuck. Please leave stars or reviews because that helps other people to find the podcast. We're all trying to help each other out here. We're all up-leveling and we're all stepping into our light. We need as many light workers out there as possible. And I'm thankful for you guys. Let your light shine. Don't be afraid. Love you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.